Thank you very much, Chairman. You know, I want to look at a different side of the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action. It has been readily available for everybody to see, especially in this past week, how the Obama administration, Hillary Clinton, the Clinton Foundation, have all worked to sell uranium to Russia. I would personally call it proliferation. So I want to go with a few questions related to that. Would you say, and this is open to any one of you, that the JCPOA does allow for Russia to expand its ties with Iran?
I think one of the problems with the JCPOA, and we have to remember, the JCPOA, 58 senators were generally, even though we didn't have a vote on it, were not supportive of the JCPOA. I think it was 269 or 270 members in a bipartisan manner. And the JCPOA, one of the criticisms at the time, and it did have strengths, was that it really was a narrowly constructed nuclear non-proliferation agreement plus a little bit more. It didn't touch on issues like that, Congressman, and I think that was one of the problems that we had, and that was one of the issues that we had, that Iran is the first trip that representatives of Iran made after signing the JCPOA, in my opinion, was to Moscow, because they were looking for allies in the region, whether it be Syria or otherwise. So I think that's one of the weaknesses that you identify, and you're absolutely right. That's a problem.
It was stated by the Russian Foreign Ministry that the deal was based upon what was articulated specifically by Vladimir Putin. That was a quote from the Russian Foreign Ministry after the deal was brought about. I would like to ask you, as part of the JCPOA, did it lift sanctions on Russian sellers of illicit munitions, illicit arms? Was that part of the JCPOA?
Did it lift sanctions on Russian sales of illicit arms? It provided a pathway to lifting a UN Security Council resolution on arms sales to Iran, which was implemented in the context of U.S. leadership bringing the world together to deal with this particular set of issues. And having been involved in the negotiations, I can tell you that all of these things were desired by the United States. We would obviously have loved to have a deal that prevented arms sales to Iran forever, that included ballistic missiles, that included Iranian intervention in the region. But you have to remember that the reason we were able to get this international sanctions coalition into place is that we were able to forge a consensus that remarkably, in fact, even included Russia, to deal with the nuclear threat, which was the predominant issue of most concern to us and everybody else involved.
Does Russia build and operate reactors in Iran?
There is one Russian built and operated reactor at Bushehr, and then Russia takes the spent fuel and ensures that it's not a proliferation risk.
Is part of the deal that it allows shipments of uranium from Iran to Russia?
Well, when Iran got rid of 97% of its uranium stockpile, part of that process was getting rid of that uranium and sending it to Russia, which we thought was a positive thing.
So now Russia is acquiring both the uranium of Iran and the United States of America.
Russia is a nuclear weapon state which has lots and lots of uranium and enriched uranium. And again, we thought it was a better thing to have Iran's stockpile of enriched uranium in Russia, which has more than enough uranium, than in Iran. So that was an important positive part of the agreement.
From one known adversary to another. Would you say that this deal, the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, brings Iran closer to the West or closer to Russia?
I don't think it necessarily brings Iran closer to the West, because that wasn't the point of the deal. The point of the deal was to ensure that Iran, which when the deal was negotiated was on the verge of a potential weapons capability, we assessed a couple of months away from having enough fissile material for a bomb. The deal was designed to deal with that. Now, if we had a way to also make it less of an adversary, and again, I think we'll come back to, and I've already discussed some of the many other ways in which Iran is a threat to the United States, but the deal wasn't designed to bring Iran closer to the West. It was designed to deal with the nuclear threat.
I thank you for your answers. I think that's always an issue when we have deals that we're bringing about that do not benefit the United States in a way that I think most of us would like to see. Thank you.